All right. Good morning, everybody. So today I would like to dive into Moxie again. Um, I have been showing a lot of people some very, very common tasks on here, and I thought here's a great opportunity to kind of walk you through in some real world type scenarios, show you some common tasks, common actions that you need to take in your Moxie Engage, um, and especially in light of all the leads coming in now, I wanted to show you how to handle those leads. And what actions to take in reference to a new lead that you have received from Century 21 Connect Realty. Okay, so we are going to dive in, and I can tell I've got. I mean, I know Aldo, Kara, Denisha, who is just now logging on, is brand spanking new. You may or may not have even seen Moxie, so I'm going to try to give this to you at a very digestible level. And it may be a little bit of a regression for some of you more experienced agents that have used and set up your Moxie already, but I think there's going to be some good nuggets in here for you too. All right, so with that, I am going to start sharing my screen. And now, bear with me, y'all. All right, so is everybody looking at my Moxie Engage at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
So let's first talk about Moxie Engage, and the main screen that you log in the morning is your dashboard. The dashboard is the most common task and the first task of your day. Wake up, go to your office, get dressed, go through your morning routine. The first thing I do when I log in the morning is first I'm looking at my emails, and then I'm probably coming here to Moxie and I'm looking at my dashboard and I want to see my flow. Okay, notice you see things like your flow, your goals completion, your to-do list, activity feed, my calendar. Everything I need is right here on the dashboard. And not only is it right here on the dashboard where I need it, I can slice it and dice it any number of ways. If you're a list person and you do to-do list, you can use the one, two, three, seven menus over here to put your to-do list at the very top. If you are if your main focus is on your calendar, you got a busy day, you want to see your calendar right at the top. Oh, look, I'm broker on call today. I did a practice session. I'm teaching the foundations class at 10 o'clock this morning. Oh my goodness, I better get busy. Okay. Um, I used to love at the end of last year, I used to love having my goals right up here at the beginning because I loved seeing a number that was closer to 100%. I didn't meet my goal last year, but it was a whole lot better than this. I don't like this view because here we are, what, 3, 4 weeks into the year, and it still says zero. I don't like that. I'm going to put that way down here at the bottom, and I want to see something else up at the top. All right, y'all with me? Everybody else feeling the same way about this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is your day. I absolutely love this. I want to talk a little bit about the sales flow, and I want to introduce this to you. Sales flow is something that you should be looking at a lot. Okay. Remember, and it's ironic that we just yesterday we're in Connect Wednesday, we're doing a little bit of a refresher on Ninja, but remember the Ninja sales flow. You want to keep people in the flow. And the flow basically transitions them as you see right here graphically illustrated in this tile, if you will. All right. So if you look at this, I currently have people in marketing, I have prospects, I have actives, and I have, well, I don't have anybody in pending, but you see pending. Think of this as the flow with which a contact or a person or a client comes to you. Okay. They're coming in on the left side over here. And your question is, okay, what am I going to do with this person? Are they a client? Are they a personal contact? Are they a collaborator? And then I'm gonna treat them a certain way according to who they are to me. And the first one is marketing. How many people am I currently marketing to? Well, according to this, 39. Okay, what does marketing to them mean to you? Anybody? This is public forum. I want to hear from you guys. Marketing versus prospects. What's the difference between those two to you? If you're currently marketing to someone or someone is a prospect, how do you treat them differently?
I think marketing in my mind is just like who I'm communicating to without having to have a response. Just like, here's me, it's like whether it's social media or emails, that's my marketing. If I interact with them, then it moves to a different level.
Okay. That's actually a reasonable assumption, and you're not far off from the differentiation between the two. I look at it as how close to ready are they? Okay. If they are marketing, if I'm marketing to them, they're getting close to ready. All right. They have expressed an interest. Maybe they've got some credit they need to work on. Maybe they've got, some renovations that they're underway. We'll get things done when my husband gets finished with the basement reno, and then we'll be ready in February. Well, you know what? I'm going to start marketing to them now. Okay. So they're ready, but there's something that's holding them back. A prospect is even closer. I want them to know that I'm in the business. A prospect is much closer to ready. They've talked to a lender. Maybe they're pre-qualified at that point. Maybe they haven't started showing homes, but maybe if they're a buyer prospect, you're setting them up on a home search so that they can identify those. Actives then is the next step is I am actively showing them properties, or I actually have a listing on them. Okay, I have their listing. All right. And then pending is they're under contract, and that is money that is being forecasted into my pocket that it will happen later. So you want to keep your people in this flow, and I want you to think about that because we're going to talk about that in the context of how do you handle each lead in just a minute. Okay? Is anybody confused about any of that so far? And this is nice. I like this. So you can see, and you can click here, and now you can see some details on the 39 people that I am marketing to. It's a little bit deceiving. You got to wait for a minute because stuff is happening in the background. You're going, wait a minute, why am I not seeing that? And here you go. Now you're seeing this marketing, and it's going to filter my list. And what I'm going to see next, as soon as the spinning wheel of death, you guys,
Hey, I can't see
I'm,
your screen.
I'm not sharing my screen
Okay.
anymore. I just realized it.
Okay.
Now, are you looking at it again, or which screen am I
Yep.
sharing?
We're
Okay,
in
you
my
got it.
people.
Thank you. My spinning wheel is still going. Hang on. All right. So now I can see here's the 39 people amongst my entire database that I have on a marketing plan. What does that mean? A marketing plan. I'm actually marketing to them. All right. So I'm actually sending them, they are a piece of business that I am projecting will end up in a transaction. Okay. Notice I'm going to get out of here. I'm only marketing myself to 39 people right now. But you guys have seen this before. I've got a whole slew of people. I've got almost 6,000 people in my database. That is an exorbitantly large number. I'm not advocating that you need that kind of numbers, but I wanted to talk to you about the way that you treat a lead or the way that you treat your database. All right. I want to encourage you, always keep a good database, and the goal is to have everybody in it. You never want to take somebody out of your database unless there is just no reason that they need to be in there at all. Okay. I have, since we started the leads program, everybody, and leads have been coming to you. I've had a lot of agents that say, well, the phone number is bad. I'm going to turn the lead back in. How do you guys feel about that?
I want to keep the lead. I want to. if the email is there, then we can still reach out through email.
Ding, 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 ding. What she said. All right. So here's what you need to know about leads and internet leads. A lot of people, when they are filling out a form that is likely to result in somebody reaching out to them in the future, which is what happens with the kind of leads that buyer leads typically come from, is they do have to verify their information to a certain extent. Phone numbers are easy to put in 123456789 as your phone number. Email addresses must be verified. So 99 times out of 100, I'm going to tell you the phone number. If the phone number is bad, the email address is good. And I want to encourage you to treat it like, okay, I'm going to put this lead into my database. Even though I can't reach out to them by phone, I still want to reach out to them through every other method that I have, and email is a good one. And I can now use Moxie. I don't have to stay in touch with them. I don't have to pick up the phone and call them. I can just use my email, and I can reach thousands of people each and every month. I can send thousands of pieces of marketing messages to my database with very little trouble. So why would I ever want to take somebody out of my database? Keep them in there. Always keep them in there. Put them on a long-term drip campaign. Something that they can become familiar with who you are. They want to see your face. They want to see your logo. They want to see your name. They don't want to. They may not want to, but they're going to. And when they do, they'll remember you. And that's what you're looking for. They'll remember you when their wife is saying, hey, my sister's going to, thinking about moving closer to mom and dad up in Canton. Who do you know? They're going to remember you at that point. All right. Mm-hmm. So that's why you want to keep leads in your database at all times if possible. So now let's look at, and we're going to play around within the lead. Okay, everybody looking at my screen again, just to make sure. Thank you. All right. So if you will notice, I have a new lead in here. So we talked about the dashboard and everything. Now we're going to come over to people, my people. And I want to look at my list of people. And here they are. All right. There are great ways to filter your list from above here. You can create filters based off of people, whether they're clients, whether they're buyers, sellers, past buyers, past sellers, collaborators, personal contacts. If you've got uncategorized people, I love this. If you put a whole bunch of people into your database and you were like, I'm missing email addresses from a bunch of these, you could come in here, filter this, apply. Granted, your numbers are probably not going to be as high as mine. I have 567 people I don't have an email address for. But theoretically, I could come in here, and if I had a phone number like this one, Betty Hobar, I could come in here and I could pick up the phone, call Betty, and I can say, hey, Betty, I'm just going through my database, wanted to reach out to you, see if you had any real estate needs. Oh, by the way, I'm doing doing an update on my database, and I don't have a good email address. Mind if I get that from you? And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to edit, and I'm going to go down to add an email address. She gave me her home email address as, whatever it happens to be. And I am updating it. All right. That is the simplest concept behind this. Now, let's talk about additional things that we can do. Get out of here. All right. So an additional aspect of this, and this is another one that's just really simple. I've got this guy, Homer Simpson, who is a new contact that came into my database. I just put him in here this morning, and I have some things I need to do. So first off, I want to make sure I've got all the good updated information on Homer. I can come in here. I found out, I just happened to be open my Facebook this morning, and I realized that I got that notice on Facebook that said today is Homer's birthday. Guess what? I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put Homer's birthday. I just happen to know that he was 3 years younger than me. So I'm gonna put him in there as 1970. But you can even put in 2023, and it'll still allow you to subscribe him to a birthday message or something along those lines. Um, and you'll still have that date in your calendar so that you can have a reminder when it's Homer's birthday. All right. So today is Homer's birthday. Put that in there. I can also put Homer's social media tags. Remember, I just found out it was Homer's birthday from here. I can very easily at the same time come in and put Homer's Facebook profile right there. And then I've got a way to share with him there. All right. The
Nice.
last, go ahead. Questions?
I was saying that's nice.
Oh, good, good.
There.
Oh, the other thing I did is relationships. This is really, really important. I happen to know that Homer's wife is Marge. So I put Marge Simpson in here. I put his two kids, Bart and Lisa. Please tell me they have two kids in real life. I'm not a Simpsons fan. I just was spitballing here.
I think so.
But there they are. All right. So I put Homer, Marge, Bart, and Lisa all into here. And now I have their entire family. All right. Let me show you what that does for you. Say, for example, at some point in the future, you get a call from Marge Simpson. Marge is angry because it's a female agent and she doesn't like Bart talking to a female agent. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Just coming up with scenarios. What if I wanted to look up Marge? And I was like, who is Marge? If you search on Marge, guess what comes up? Homer is there. So now you have an easily accessible database based off of everybody that you would ever want to put in. You're always going to have them searchable from within here. Okay. Let's talk about other common tasks. All right. In addition to verifying all of Homer's personal information, I can also go down through and if, for example, I wanted to, I don't know, Homer was an accident. I shouldn't have put him in here in the first place. I can do remove from engage. Okay, and it's going to say, what do you want to do this for? Well, he was an invalid or undesired, or I don't want to work with him after all. I don't know. It's other. I'm going to remove it. And then I just realized I should not have removed Homer after all. I need to get him back into my database. How do I do that? See the little gear symbol up here? Manage removed. Let me find Homer. He should be in here somewhere. You know what? Might have time for the database to update with Homer. Gosh, do I have to go all the way through these to look for Homer? There he was. I'm going to restore Homer. Done. And watch, he's going to show back up here. You're back in, Homer. All right. Now, let's talk about right up here, the client versus non-client. What is this asking me and why do I need to do this? All right. This is asking the system wants to categorize a contact as either somebody that you are currently doing business with or somebody that you want to do business with. All right. So this was a little confusing to me at first. It's, in my opinion, the terminology was a little bit misleading. I treat everybody in my database, all of my contacts, I treat them all as potential clients. This is not asking if they're a potential client, it's asking if they're a client. Okay, so let's look at the options if they're a client. If they're a client, I want to make this person a seller prospect. Well, remember when we were talking about the dashboard, a prospect is somebody that is truly ready and is about to start becoming an active lead. Now, would I want to have, if my database had 300 people, would I want to have 300 prospects in my database? Probably not, because every time you have a prospect, it puts them on a plan that gives you tasks associated with that person. All right. And that's going to be overwhelming if you had 300 people, each of them having 5 to 10 tasks in there for you to do. So you need to be selective about who you put in as a prospect. All right. Let's look at what the other options are. A non-client, however, could be either one of three things. The first one is kind of the default, not really a thing or a way to categorize them, but I realized it was a mistake and Homer shouldn't have been in here after all. I'm going to remove him. And you would accomplish the same thing by hitting remove. But then you have personal and collaborator. All right. What's the difference between these two? All right. A personal is just that, it's a personal contact. A collaborator, on the other hand, is somebody that maybe I work with, maybe a lender. It could be another real estate agent in my office. I could have one of my groups of contacts could be all the agents in the Century 21 office. So I could put other agents in there and mark them as a collaborator. But I'm going to tell you, the vast majority of the people in my database are personal contacts simply because they're in there, and it's kind of the default. That means they're a contact that I'm marketing, that I'm not actively marketing to, but I'm passively marketing to through campaigns. Okay, so I haven't assigned myself a task to do with them yet, but I'm treating them like they're in my bank of clients. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, what I'm going to stop right now because I know this is a difficult concept to master, but it makes sense in the long run. Bring me your questions. I want to hear them.
I don't have any yet because I know that I'll probably get them as I start using the campaigns. And I'm sure that there's many different types of campaigns, like weekly or daily or,
Lots of them.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so I wanted to make sure that we didn't have any questions. Let's move forward. Let's actually do what I'm talking about doing. So if we say Homer is a client, I want to start marketing to him, but I'm not exactly sure what his situation is. Okay, you know what? I've got my let's just spitball this. Here's my scenario. I've got a listing out in Rockmart for a piece of land. Homer called on that piece of land. Okay, so I put him in. I'm like, Homer, is he a buyer prospect? Is he a seller prospect? Here's where we're going to put him in here, and we're not exactly sure. He may be interested in land. He may be interested in a home. I want to start marketing myself to him, but he's not necessarily a buyer or a seller prospect. But I'm just going to create a marketing plan. So if he's a past seller, a past buyer, a past seller, and a buyer, or none of these, I don't know. Let's try this one. We're going to create a plan. And now he has a marketing plan with tasks. Make a follow-up personal call or reach out to Homer on social media. And it's telling me that I need to do this. Today is the 26th. It's telling me I need to do this within the next 10 days. I'm going to say you need to do it a lot sooner than that, but it's nice to have some time on your hands. Okay. And when you're in here, after you have made that personal call to Homer or reached out on social media, you can mark it as done. All right. The next thing that the system is telling you is you might want to set them up on a neighborhood news subscription. Well, that's great. How do I do that? Create the subscription right there. Who here is a list taker that is loving the fact that you're going to have a list of stuff to do with every single client that you put on a marketing plan?
Yeah.
This makes things really, really simple, doesn't it? All right. And it's telling you after you've set them up on that monthly newsletter, then you make a personal call, then you schedule a meeting, you interact with them on social media some more. And all of these tasks, if I wanted to stay on top of my daily activities, I could, again, here I am, here's my to-do list. Notice I don't have any tasks in here under my task, but when you go to transaction tasks, that's where you see create my buyer's presentation for my buyer client, Teresa Belvin. I've got another that I am actively marketing to, Kat. And Kat, she hasn't picked a house yet, but I would essentially want to create an offer for her whenever she picks one. So this is the plans that I have put in amongst these people. Notice I put Homer on that marketing plan instead of 39. Now I'm at 40. All right. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Homer, I'm just going to follow Homer through the steps of the process. All right. Let's just say for grins and giggles, I have gone through every step of this. I have created him, put him on a buyer plan. I've shown him a bunch of homes. Now I want to make him to the next level. We're actually going to go from being a prospect to being an active, or I'm sorry, going from marketing to a prospect. So I want to make him a buyer prospect now. Buyer, has he expressed an interest in a particular home? If he did, I would put the MLS in here. If not, I'm going to look at some very basic information. His target price is between 300 and 350,000. You know what? I'm just going to put one number in because I don't think it likes the dash. Done. Now, Homer has moved from a marketing to a prospecting to a prospect. All right. And now, of course, now I'm doing things like, all right, we're going to create his Real Scout search for the home that he's ready to start looking for. All right. And I'm starting to run out of time, so I'm going to accelerate the timeline here a little bit. But let's just go through and say I've gone through every step here, and I've obtained the signed agreement for the buyer home that he wants to buy. And then I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to move him to an active zone. Once you move this transaction forward, you're not going to return to the prospects, and are you ready to move forward? Yes, because I'm just going to delete this transaction moving forward. All right. Now he's in the pending zone, and this is where you go through all of the steps. Some of these I need to go through and edit these because these are preset long before us at corporate level, and I'm not sure what some of this is, but I'll make some edits to that. But you continue to go through, and once you're pending, then you can move it to a pending zone. And all of this feeds back into your dashboard and your goals. Where were my goals? They were all the way at the bottom. If I wanted to view my goals, I would be able to see, here's my closed transactions. Remember, I had all those actives and pendings in my pipeline. Here's where you see, there's Homer. Homer is now in my actives and pendings, as well as Cat, which was my other one. These are all clients of mine that I have that I've considered a prospect and what value that they are ready to move forward with. Is all this making sense to everybody?
Yep.
Does the flow make more sense now, and how you categorize your people based off of what they are? The goal is you want to have all your people in there, you want to have them categorized, and you want to have them assigned to a group. All right.
Okay.
That is all the time I have for us today, but we will continue the next time. Not sure what we're going to cover next week, but it'll be interesting and fun as we go.
Can I ask you one question, Jay?
Bring it on, Kara.
Cool. I've got 2 leads so far, and I was trying to follow the script here that you had yesterday, but I wasn't able to find them in the search when I went to the find people.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure that's because my end is not
It
connected.
could be because we just literally set yours up yesterday, and there might be something that I need to turn on. So
Okay,
as soon as we get off of here, I'm going to look something up, and I'll reach out to you, and we'll figure out what your issue is with the CRM. But it should
okay,
be in there. If not, I'll show you where to find
gotcha. Okay,
it.
great.
But there could
Thank
be
you.
a systems issue because literally we just set you up yesterday.
Right, that's what
And
I
if
was
you got
thinking.
those leads before that, it might
Yeah,
not be there now.
okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, everybody, have a great day. If you have anything that comes up, need anything, give me a call.
thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you, Jay.